Have you seen the best of 10 tag videos on YouTube? They are all brilliant. I've just been tagged myself. Yes, I'm so looking forward to this one. But what movies will I pick? Hi, my name's Carl. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video I'm going to be talking about my favourite movies from each genre. You may have seen a few of these videos on YouTube going around at the moment in our little community. They are called the Top 10 Tag. And basically it's a tag video, so if you get tagged, you don't have to, but you can make a video if you want to. And you have to choose your favourite movies from each genre. For instance, we've got 10 categories, and there's like horror, there's action, drama, adventure, that sort of thing. We've got 10 of them to get through. I'm going to choose my favourite movies from each of those. At the end of this video, I will be tagging 5 more YouTubers. So please stay around for that. You don't have to do it if you are tagged. I apologise if you've been tagged already. And if you are tagged, if you haven't got the time to actually do it, it doesn't really matter, honestly. You don't have to do it. Like I say, I was actually so lucky to be tagged twice. I've been tagged by James, everyone knows James from Movie Bug, and I've also been tagged by Leon Talks Film as well. So thank you very much, Leon, for that. I'm looking forward to this. I was waiting and waiting, and I finally got the go ahead. Okay, so the first category we got is horror. So I'm going to be looking at what my favourite horror movie is of all time. This used to be Nightmare on Elm Street until recently, and it's changed. So my top horror movie, I'm going to pick this one. And it's Halloween. I've said it time and time again in previous videos. I love it because it's not so much the slashing scenes, it's the creepiness of the background. Michael Myers, for instance, he'll walk past in the background, that sort of thing. And I'm so looking forward to the new Halloween Kills this year. So my favourite horror movie is going to be Halloween. Next up is favourite animated. Well, there's so many to choose from. Originally it was Ice Age until I went to the cinema and saw this. Sing. You know how loud the cinemas are, and the music from this movie was blasting out, and it's just a real good fun party mood, and I've loved it ever since. And that's Sing, and I'm pretty sure there is a Sing 2 coming out this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. So favourite animated movie is Sing. Next up is my favourite drama. I had to really think about this drama because there are a few out there, but I think the biggest one I've gone for is Gone Girl, because there was such a twist in this movie. I didn't actually think I'd like the movie, and it was absolutely brilliant. And like I say, there is a twist in this movie as well. So for best drama, I'm going to choose Gone Girl. What is next? Best comedy. Well, my favourite comedy movie would have to be a movie I saw years ago at the cinema, and it stars Cameron Diaz and Ben Stiller, and it has to be Something About Mary, because it just cracks me up every time I watch that movie. So Something About Mary is my favourite comedy. Next we have favourite sci-fi movie. Now this one I was actually stuck on because we got Close Encounters, we have E.T. E.T. is a movie, my first ever movie I actually saw at the cinema, but everybody knows I'm a Star Wars fan, so I've gone with this one here. And it is Return of the Jedi is my favourite sci-fi movie of all time. I can actually tell you a little story about Return of the Jedi, how good this movie is to me and how personal it is to me, because going back in the 80s, my parents, they used to go take us on holiday here in the UK, and you'd be at these holiday camps. Now in the evening, when it got to about 8 o'clock, for instance, there would be these children's clubs, and you could send the children off to their clubs. Well, my mum and dad used to try and send me off to these clubs, and I hated them. Honestly, I really did hate them. I used to cry my eyes out. Actually thinking about it, looking back, I probably was a bit silly, and also I probably spoilt my parents' evening as well, because they just couldn't stay. They had to go because you know, I just wouldn't stay in these clubs. But one time they sent me, and this movie was playing on the TV there, and I never came back from the club crying. I think they wondered where I was, and I was just hooked on watching this movie. I did see Empire Strikes Back at the cinema, but my favourite Star Wars movie of all time is this one. It's also my favourite sci-fi movie of all time. So I've gone with Return of the Jedi for that one. Next, we have my favourite action movie of all time. It has to be this one here. Die Hard. With Bruce Willis. He's always in the wrong place at the wrong time. John McClane. And Die Hard is my favourite action movie of all time. I love the first 3 movies. I'm not too sure about the next 2 movies after that, but the first 3 Die Hard movies, I can watch them over and over again. Next is my favourite comic book. Well, my favourite comic book movie, I had to think about this one as well because there's so many out there. But for me personally, it has to be the original Superman, because I used to watch it on the TV. It used to be on the TV all the time when I was little, and I used to have so many memories of watching the original Superman. It was just brilliant. So I'm going to pick Superman for my comic book. Next up is my favourite Western. This was quite a difficult one for me because I used to watch so many Westerns back in the 80s with my dad. There are so many I actually really did like. I can remember there was a lot of John Wayne movies I liked. The trouble is I can't actually remember what the names are of those movies. So I have picked one movie from the Western category that I am familiar with and I know is good, and it's Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven. Next we have Best Romantic. For this one I was actually going to pick 6 Days, 7 Nights just to be different because that's got a bit of romance in there and it is quite an adventure movie as well. But I decided to pick the best one of all that means so much to me because I remember watching it and I was in fits of laughter, and that is Notting Hill. We've got this film star Julia Roberts who visits a bookstore and Hugh Grant is in there working, and they just hit it off straight away. They fall in love and it's just 2 people from different worlds basically, and to come together like that, and there's some really funny scenes in that movie as well. So best romantic, I've gone with Notting Hill. The last one is best adventure movie. For this one I was going to pick Disney's National Treasure 1 and 2 because we do go on an adventure in that one, and then I took a step back and I thought about it a little bit, and I had to pick a movie that I grew up with throughout the 80s that was always on telly. It's my favourite adventure movie of all time. Indiana Jones. Every time you watch one of these movies, you will always go on an adventure. Harrison Ford plays the character brilliantly. He's always getting himself into a bit of mischief and trouble, always seems to get himself out of trouble as well, and this is my favourite adventure movie of all time. I can't wait for the 4K set to arrive, and that is Indiana Jones for my favourite adventure movies. Okay, that's the end of my top 10 tag. I'm now going to tag 5 YouTubers to carry this on. Now if I do tag you and call your name out and you have done it already, please do not worry, you do not have to do this twice. And also if I do tag you and call your name out and you feel you haven't got time to make a video, that's absolutely fine. It's just voluntary, just a bit of fun. But it doesn't really matter if you make one or not. It's like I say, just a little bit of fun. But if you do have time, that'd be absolutely fantastic because it does carry it on. And I would personally love to know what your favourite 10 movies are in each of those categories, because I don't think these 5 have been tagged yet, so watch out. Okay, the first channel I would love to tag is Sarah from Popcorn Chat. Great channel. The next channel I'd like to tag is Alan Scouser, another great channel. And next I would love to tag Davey, the Forgotten Horror channel. He's got a brilliant channel going there. And also the next one, Gary from the Blu-ray Collector, really does know his stuff. I'd love to hear what his favourite 10 movies are. And lastly, I'm actually going to send this overseas because I don't think this has gone overseas yet. And I've got a good friend over there Ariel, it's going to be you. Splash with Ariel, great channel. I'd love to hear what her favourite 10 movies are in each of those as well. And that's it from me. Those are my favourite 10 movies from my top 10 tag. I do hope you enjoyed this video. And like I say, if I have tagged you and you have done it already, don't worry, just ignore it. And like I say, please do not feel pressured into doing a video. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.